Hello, everybody, and welcome to uh, Tune In Tuesday. Had a bit of a mind blank there. Please, if you jump on, let me know if the audio is okay. I will just check. I'm being a bit of a control freak here, because I have been having some. It's funny. I had just said on my live previous to last night's that this microphone hasn't let me down yet, and then last night the audio wasn't working. So if you are live with me, all right, cool. No, all good. It is perfect. So today is all about meeting and clearing subconscious fear. And this is something that I'm really passionate about. This is something that I primarily do with my clients when I show up here every single day for my own devotional practice. And what we are doing when we are meeting and clearing subconscious fear is we are determining what the program is that is informing our reality. So if we are not conscious of the program, we can have a whole heap of things showing up in our experience that are less than enjoyable. It creates a lot of discomfort, and we have absolute power in being able to determine what the program is that we would prefer to run from. So the way that to best describe this is, we are made up of 95% subconscious, 5% conscious, and it's from the conscious mind where we are experiencing program that exists inside the subconscious that has already processed it into the material world, into our experience. And this is demonstrated to us through a range of sciences. I've teach this inside of the program called Initiate Your Cosmic Vision. And it is something that the more that we become aware of, the more that we practice, the more that we attune ourselves to the absolute power, the cosmic power that we have within us to determine what actually exists inside of our experience is the more our world will change. So when we go through this practice today, what we are going to be going what we are going to be doing is going into our subtle anatomy, which is our subconscious, which is where we store all the programming, whether it is something, and this programming that I am really starting to refine my level of consciousness and understanding is is a range of beliefs and patterns and archetypes that have been a part of human nature for thousands of years. And so when we are experiencing particular patterns inside of our experience in our lives, they are made up of belief systems and structures that have been the norm for a long time. I am extremely passionate about being as far from normal as possible, demystifying and normalizing being weird. And a lot of that has to do with not wanting to conform and not feeling like having years of feeling like I haven't fit in, and coming to where I am now, realizing that that is very much because of my nature wanting to break down what is normal. And that keeps coming back to societal programming, societal conditioning, the the good girl, naughty girl perception, all of these different ways that society has deemed as what is okay, what is good, what is bad, and the more that I deepen into why I am here, what I can, how I can be of service, it keeps on coming back to this inner rebel. I have been sitting with the rebel and the alchemist a lot this week, and their union together is very dynamic in how it has showed up in all of my life, and how it's really starting to shine through um, my mission in this world. Um, And I'm really excited to really just allow that to percolate within me. What I would love to see from doing and going into this practice here and making this a collective medicine is that you will begin to understand the archetypes that are present for you, the patterns that are present with you. What are the patterns that you that are aligned with you, that resonate for you, and what doesn't, and begin to understand that you have choice. You have the potential um, to choose which. How you want to show up in the world, and the programs that are showing up inside of your world. So the practice that we will be doing today is we are going to be meeting an archetype, and we are going to be meeting with a shadow archetype. And this is has just dropped in now as I was preparing for this. I wasn't entirely sure which practice which we would be doing to meet and clear our subconscious fear, but it became very clear as archetypes were popping up inside of this opening that they are that is the practice that we'll be doing today. So, archetypes, if you haven't heard me speak about archetypes before, they are patterns of energy, behavior, thoughts that can be observed over time. And we have four survival archetypes, and these are a part of all of us at all times. And we will have one or a couple who are dominant and who are the driving informer of the fear programs that we are tuning to, and that is informing our experience. When we go in to meet with them, these archetypes, these shadow archetypes, are our guides. They are ultimately wreaking havoc inside of our subtle anatomy so that we can become awake, or we can become aware of their presence. When we are not aware, they will absolutely create as much discomfort until you stop and say, okay, I am done with this discomfort. I'm going to go and see what that is now. A lot of times, in the way that society has programmed us, is that we will look outside of us to see where this discomfort is coming from. We will blame, will shame, will project our unmet fear and our unmet programming onto others, and point the finger and say it's them, not me. Um, and so, where we are going, especially when we are considering breaking down these societal norms, that instead of going out and externally to pinpoint where this discomfort is coming from, we are going to go within. We are going within the world, which is our subconscious, or the underworld, as I like to call it. And we are beginning the process of opening and expanding our consciousness so that we can then make an informed choice to behave differently. So the four survival archetypes that we will meet one of today in this practice are the child, the prostitute, the saboteur, and the victim. And each of them have their own patterns that we can observe and understand, to better zoom out on our personal experience, to understand that what's happening is actually an archetypal pattern. This is something that I am not alone with, which is incredibly empowering. They also have a light form. So while they are unmet and they are in the shadow, they may present themselves to you in a way that Hollywood would definitely express as something scary and perhaps evil. When we when we meet them, they're presenting themselves in a way so that um, we can practice not being afraid of meeting our fear, or not being afraid of meeting our shadow. And when we meet them, and when we allow them the space to to guide us, to inform us what is happening, then they transform. We witness them, and they are able to transform into their light form. So the light form of the child is innocence, the guardian of innocence. The light form of the victim is the guardian of self esteem. The light form of the saboteur is the guardian of choice. And the light form of the prostitute is the guardian of faith. So, what we will do in just a few moments is we are going to go within, and the way that we do that is by closing down our eyes, deepening our breath, moving into an altered state of consciousness that allows us to be able to observe and become aware of greater than what our high beta brainwave state, which is the state where we are inside that fight, flight, or freeze state, that is the busy functioning mind, that we just aren't able to open ourselves fully to what is available to us without lots of training. You can certainly train yourself to be functioning at a turned on high beta brainwave state, but that takes consistent practice every single day. So we will be deepening in, moving into the space of our heart. Now, the science of intuition has demonstrated that it is our heart that enables us to access um, beyond time and space from our non-local intuition. It allows us to access information from the one mind or the quantum field, and that is where we begin to open and receive information from the subconscious, from the fear-driven programming that is currently informing our reality. So, what we will do now is, if you are joining me live or catching the replay, and if it is safe for you to do so, let's begin our descent from the superficial world, descending from high beta brainwave state, and move into the primed state for us to access our subconscious and to locate and transmute the subconscious fear being influenced by one of the shadow archetypes. So if it is safe for you to do so, I invite you now to close down your eyes and begin to deepen your breath. And if you are not in a safe place to do this, if you are perhaps driving or there are people present, I invite you to come back and watch this at a time that is more appropriate. Otherwise, softly lowering down your eyes to a point in front of you. And just take your awareness now to your breath. Noticing the inhale, and then noticing the exhale. Holding your consciousness on your breath, the rhythm that is most natural for it. Perhaps seeing or hearing or feeling or just knowing what is within each inhale and exhale. Allowing your awareness to be fully present with your breath. Noticing if you can sense where your breath transitions from the inhale to the exhale. Noticing as you inhale, your belly expanding and then contracting as you exhale. Feeling your whole being soften with every breath that you take. Feeling all tension melt away as you privilege this everlasting moment to just be. And allowing yourself to just be a little bit more on every inhale and exhale. Noticing any sounds inside the room of which you sit, and just be. Now see if you can extend your awareness to the space outside of the room in which you sit. Now see if you can extend that awareness beyond. Noticing any sounds, physical sensations, sights, or just a knowing of what is beyond your local proximity. Bring 2 fingers or the palm of your hand to the center of your chest. This signifies that we are attuning our intelligence to the cosmic brain within our heart, the gateway and portal into our subconscious, where all things exist at all times, without the binds of time and space. And notice how this physical touch activates this sensitivity beyond what you may have ever experienced before. As if you could see, hear, feel, or just know the neurons firing in recognition of this physical touch at your heart space, activating within you codes and memories of this cosmic portal within your heart. We are going on a journey together now. Know that you are very safe. I am here to guide you every step of the way. Notice before you is a doorway. Notice the size, the shape, and the color of the door. I invite you to approach it and knock upon this door, signaling your intention to go deeper. The door opens effortlessly before you, and you step through it, finding yourself at the top of a stairway, leading you down into the darkness. You make your way down the stairs, maintaining a conscious breath. You feel no fear, knowing you are completely guided. Down, down, down the stairs until you find yourself at the bottom, stepping into a basement, completely darkened except for a small candle beside you. And you pick up the candle and hold it in front of you, allowing its small flickering light to illuminate just a small portion inside of this darkened basement. And across the other side of this space, you notice a figure chained to the wall. And you make your way across the floor, feeling the satisfying crunch of the dirt beneath your feet, until you are standing just before this figure who has been chained to this basement wall. You notice the features of this figure, the state of their hair, their clothes, tattered and worn, covered in dirt. And they look up at you with such fear in their eyes, a slight madness even. And with your hand on your heart, you feel this tingling sensation. And you reach into that vibration and pull out a key, signifying you have some right to unshackle this person before you. You gently unlock each shackle around their wrists and their ankles and any other places that may have been bound. You gently guide this person to a corner of this room where waits 2 armchairs, a small coffee table with a hot cup of tea awaiting. You gently support this person to sit inside of this armchair and wrap them in a cloak to keep them warm. Notice now how this fabric has presented itself to you. Is it velvet or silk, or perhaps a fur? And then you hand this being the hot cup of tea as you take a seat in the armchair opposite them. You simply sit, witnessing this shadow notice now any discomfort presenting itself inside of this space, and just be with that. As this shadow draws to the end of their cup of tea, you notice they have more of a glow surrounding them, looking a little less grotesque now and a little more human. I invite you to ask them now, which of my shadow archetypes are you? You will either hear, see, feel or know the response, and it will come first. They will respond with either I am the victim, I am the child, I am the prostitute, I am the saboteur. Once you have received their response, I invite you to ask them now, when did you first show up in my life? Again, their response will be instant, and you may hear it, see it, feel it, or just know it. Allow this response to come with ease and grace. And after you have received this guidance, I invite you now to ask, how is it do you show up in my life? In what thoughts? In what relationships? In what experiences are you informing? Again, allowing this response to just be there in whatever way it shows up. It will be instant. And after they have shared this guidance with you, I invite you to ask, is there anything else you would have me know? You notice now that this once shadowy figure has transformed into their light form. This whole space now bathed in their glorious light. It has been transformed by their magnificent light into somewhere in nature. Notice where it is they have taken you, and just allow yourself to be in this space, soaking in the curious wonder that comes when we transmute our fear to love. Feel yourself expanding with each breath in and out as you breathe in this space and breathe out into this space. In this everlasting present moment, you have been gifted the cosmic potential of travel without being bound by time or space. Just be in this glorious energy that you have created by meeting and clearing your subconscious fear. Your guardian takes you by the hand now and informs you that you may meet with them at any time. They are here to guide you home anytime, every time discomfort is the dominant experience in your world, in your reality. That is their call home. Take in a deep breath, filling your belly as much as possible. And let it all go out through the mouth with an audible sigh. Notice before you is another doorway. and it opens before you with ease and grace. And as you step through it, you find yourself back in your seat. Bring some gentle movement back to your body now as you take in one final deep, invigorating, revitalizing breath. And when you're ready, blink open your eyes. Thank you to everyone who's joined me live or is catching the replay. Hi, Brooke. I'm not sure if you're still here, my love. Thank you for joining me. I really needed that. I have been doubling down on my devotion the last few days. I think it's just all of the discomfort to doing a big cleanse this week, next week. But that is what I'm here to just be with. Totally feeling primed for it. And yeah, when we meet and clear our subconscious fear, it really doesn't matter what the story is that is causing the discomfort. We can transcend that and transform our perspective of it into something that is the zoomed out, the symbolic sight, the true sight of what it is, rather than the attached and limited perception. Let me know in the comments how your experience was, if who it was that showed up for you, if you had any challenge going through that process. Reach out. This meeting with the shadow is a part of the full method session, which is the first way that we will work together inside of the visionary tutoring sessions. If that is something that you are interested in, please let me know. I do have the December offer where you buy one, you get one free, which is incredible value. And that is for every one you buy, you receive one free. So if you want to get serious about getting cosmic next for 2021, about really bringing in an epic vision for 2021, take advantage of this offer, because on the 1st of January, a single session goes up to $249 AUD. And I'm so excited to be having this, seeing out 2020 with this incredible offer, to then bring in 2021 with an even more incredible offer. So thank you all, and I will see you tomorrow for day 26. So much love to you.